I apologize for that book. Reverend Whitley wanted it to be detailed and didn't realize it was that long. It sounded good. Thank you. Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What are you wiggling at me, Betty? Am I too close?
No, I'm talking to Cheryl.
Oh, okay. She can't see you either. All right. Everything she said is true. I do believe Tesla was visited by aliens. We're not going to talk about that, though. I think I spoke on that last time. What I was going to talk about was, I don't know if you've heard of TED Talk. It's a series on YouTube, and it's usually a compilation of speeches from different people on all sorts of different variety of subjects. Betty always disrupts things, and then she wonders why I go over. It's her fault. Not because I talk a lot, it's her fault. All right, anyway, so I just was going to talk about one of the speeches that I saw on there, but I'm not. What I wanted to do, actually, and I was going to speak about parallel universes. There's 11 confirmed parallel universes. Whether you believe it or not, scientists actually have proven that. So I got all these ideas, and I thought I would kind of just stick them together and see what we come up with. And what I came up with was deja vu, and possibly how it's related to parallel universes, quantum physics, and aliens.
Yeah.
I just added the last part. I don't think I have anything about aliens. This is excerpts from my master's thesis, which I did on deja vu, because I get it a lot. And I don't understand why. And apparently a lot of people don't understand why. And the reason they don't understand it is because you can't recreate it in a lab. You can't say, close your eyes and think of something and then boom, it happens. You can only take the word of the person that is having the deja vu. So everybody knows what it is. It's that weird kind of foggy flash that you get. And you see it or hear it, but you feel it. Like you really feel it. You're like, okay, something just happened. What was it? It's barely a few fleeting seconds, and then the feelings pass, and then you're left wondering, well, what the heck was that? And I always wonder, was I supposed to do something with that? Did that happen because I'm supposed to take that brief information and use it in my everyday life? And it's still a riddle. My earliest memories of deja vu goes back to the 1980s while I was growing up in Virginia Beach. They had a lot of subdivisions, and I was visiting a friend. I think I was about 10 or 11. And I was visiting a friend in a separate subdivision, and I was going down these roads that I hadn't been down before, but they were kind of similar. You know, subdivisions have cul-de-sacs and roads, and houses are very similar. So as I was walking to get to my friend's house, I see this elderly lady, and she's sweeping her driveway. Nothing exciting, very common. And I'm walking up to her, and I instantly feel like I recognized her. Like I could walk up and talk to her and say, "Hi, Sue, how have you been?" And what was weird is, as I'm sitting there pondering, my 10 or 11 self was trying to find out, okay, why? And that foggy moment in that dream state for a full couple of seconds, I was acutely aware in my hazy condition that I knew her, even though I've never been on the street before. I was even cognizant of her movements, and they too seemed familiar. From the sidewalk, I watched this woman sweep her driveway. The feeling became stronger as I walked closer. Abruptly, as I approached her house, I felt a shift. She was no longer familiar.
Oh.
She looked at me, I looked at her. Hi, how you doing? Kept walking. But in those few seconds, we were longtime acquaintances. I feel like I could have almost started a conversation that she left off. And then when I walked by her, it was gone. So that kind of left me disconcerted. I'm like, okay, what is this? And of course I knew it was deja vu. Everybody's heard about it. But I was searching my conscious mind, like trying to find out. I was like, maybe her mannerisms were similar to someone that I know. Maybe she looks like somebody I know. Maybe I had been down that street and I just didn't remember. But she was doing such a common task, maybe I just associated it to that. So I just couldn't get it. And I felt like I perceived a different reality, just for those few seconds. So, as deja vu experiences have become more widely publicized, the scientific community has taken an interest. Of course, like everything, now that we've got the internet and blogs and social media, we have a lot of information, a lot of people share issues, and deja vu actually is in there also. From everybody from professors, scientists, and spiritualists. They are all trying to unlock the riddle of these occurrences. There's a lot of speculations, a lot of theories. We heard of deja vu in The Matrix when the character Trinity says deja vu is a glitch that shows. Deja vu is usually a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something. So maybe that happens with us. Maybe we change something that we can't interpret. Maybe we have something going on that we just can't figure out on this plane in this consciousness. Could it be an echo of time of a distant period or a resonance of a parallel time? Carl Jung stated in the collective unconscious that deja vu is caused when one draws on all memories of humankind. So, what are we drawing on? You know, again, it goes back to that consciousness. I experience it often. I'm not quite sure why. When I was working in a law firm, it was very stressful and used to get deja vu a lot. And the lady I worked with said that my mind is sneezing. And I said, well, what is a mind sneeze? And she said that it's when you're tired or stressed, your mind sneezes or hiccups, and you see things twice. I always found that compelling. Could that be correct? I mean, that's a very logical explanation. Maybe that is correct. But I believe it's important. Metaphysics, the study of metaphysics have been going on since the 4th century. And when they first were trying to find out what caused it. Is it medical, like the eyes, or paranormal, or witchcraft? You know, someone put a spell on me, who knows? St. Augustine in 354 AD made a dismissive reference to the phenomena as false memoriae, or false memories. So great thinkers throughout time, including Plato, Aristotle, Freud, and Jung, have all had philosophies that causes deja vu. From memories of past life to a physical or mental disorder, there have been mysteries surrounding this phenomena throughout history. Part of the enigmatic state is that we can't test it in libraries. Now look, Carl Jung actually had an experience of deja vu. He was on a train going to Africa, and as he was looking out the window, he saw a Native American leaning on a spear, watching the train go by. And he said for that fleeting moment, he felt that he was there. He felt that I had the feeling that I had already experienced this moment and had always known this world. He envisioned this and felt it to be perfectly natural. He called this recognition of immorally known, or extending or existing since beyond the reach of memory, record, or tradition. He went on to capitalize the theory of the collective unconscious due to that deja vu experience. Back in the 1980s, it was a French psychic researcher, I'm going to mispronounce his name and I apologize, Emile Borac. Where's Izzy when you need her? All of this is in French. I would have paid her. But I'm going to do my best. So instead of butchering the poor French language, I'm just going to tell you what it is. So back in the 1980s, it was a psychic researcher that came up with the term in his book, The Philosophy of the Future, which was an adaptation of a essay that he wrote. So he was the one that kind of said, let's go ahead and call this deja vu, because they couldn't come up with a name that covered everything, these weird occurrences. Numerous articles have been written about it. Back in 1878, the concept of fatigue causing the process of sensation and perception to be out of sync. Actually, a decade later, there was a Clark University professor named William Burnham, and he stated the opposite to be true. He stated deja vu occurs when you're most relaxed. when you're most well rested. Quote, when the brain centers are over-rested, the appreciation of a strange scene may be so familiar that the aspect of the scene will be familiar. So we've got forgotten dreams, emotional trauma, brief attention spans. All of these things are old-time different, experiences. Old-time different theories, I should say. As there are different terms for this type of phenomena, such as paramnesia, which is distortion of memory, and promnesia, which is remembering something from the future. It was F.L. Arnold that said, let's call this deja vu. Now, there's different types of deja vu. There's actually the opposite of deja vu, which is called Jamais vu, Jamais, vu. And that's being in a current situation that you have been in and have no recollection of. I'm sure we've all done that. I have. I don't know, it might just be a blonde thing again. Back to the blonde thing. So, but I thought that was totally interesting. In fact, there are over 20 different types of deja experiences. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will give you an idea. So the different types of classifications of deja vu are associative deja vu, which is the most common. This is memory-based, and the feelings experienced are associated with something from the past. The second is biological deja vu, in which the sensations are thought to be related to biological signals in the brain brought on by a medical condition such as epilepsy. So epilepsy, for a long time, was thought to be the medical cause of deja vu. But there's 20 different. Every person's involvement is currently different, is slightly different, and it might seem like one is sensing deja vu, but it might be another type of deja situation. In this, I used deja vu for all of it, but just to give you an idea, and again, I'm not going to butcher the names. There's already heard, already tried or attempted, already done or accomplished, already thought or pondered, already recounted or told, already dreamt, already felt, as in I felt this way, already known, as in intellectually, already met, already lived through or experienced, already visited, or already wanted. So all of them are clumped into deja vu. So who gets deja vu and why? According to Alan S. Brown, who wrote a book, The Deja Vu Experience, but he's actually written a lot. He's a doctor, he's a PhD, and he's got essays in cognitive philosophy and the deja vu illusion. So he's done a lot of research, and he's a very credible guy. So these are his statistics. Now, I'm sure if you were go home and type in deja vu on Google, you might find something totally different, but this is his interpretation. And again, there's no black or white answer. So roughly 2/3 of the population has had at least one experience in their lifetime. Many have experienced multiple episodes. In common, it's most common in people from 15 to 25, though there have been reports of people experiencing deja vu into their 80s. Now I'm curious where he got that statistic, because I am not neither 25 nor 80, and I get it a lot. I mean, a lot. So people with higher incomes, more education, and travel have more deja vu experiences, which seems to contradict the previous age group, because nobody that I know from 15 to 25 are rich and doing a whole bunch of traveling.
No.
But again, this is just his interpretation. All right, so it was once believed that it was associated with stress or fatigue, but in 1889, William Burnham stated the opposite to be true. It's more common in liberal people with strong dream recall, that's me, and women experience it more than men, possibly due to their intuitiveness. All right, moving on, I'm going to make this quick. Medical disorders, we've already talked about epilepsy. Epilepsy has long been linked to deja vu due to scientists believing that deja vu was caused due to the misfiring of electrical charges in the brain, such as what happens with seizures. This is really interesting. You know when you doze off and you get that random jolt for no reason? You're like, what the heck was that?
Yep.
This is called a hypnagogic. That sounds better. Hypnagogic jerk. It's an actual thing. It's a mild epileptic episode that most people experience regularly. And it's weird. So,
It does, and you really jumped.
it really jumped, definitely.
Yeah.
So, the term aura is now referred to as deja vu. They're trying to get out of deja vu being supernatural or paranormal. They're trying to find scientific reasons, biological reasons, something that would make sense and it's not just magic. Pharmacy, any kind of medication, it's proven that some medications cause deja vu. Biological, a brain hiccup has been described as a lapse in doing what is needed to do and performing a function incorrectly because it's familiar or habitual. That was me doing my sneezes. So there's an example. A man's going down the road and he misses his exit for some reason, and he's just going down the road. He's like, where was my brain? Why am I doing this? And it's called heuristics, and these are well-learned habits which allow the brain to learn and evolve, but in a trial and error sort of way. It allows for quick decision making, but not necessarily the best decision making. So many brain hiccups occur in a similar fashion. So I don't need to give you examples about that. I'm getting the Wrap It Up song from Betty, so give me a second just to make sure. All right, so theologian and spiritual research innovator, Frederick W., I'm working on it, honey, I swear. Frederick W. Myers studied how the conscious and subconscious mind works in the 1800s. He believed that they're all energy, imagine that, and that it is that energy that transcends this life. He was dedicated to proving supernormal and paranormal, like telepathy, and are related, but it's not the exact same thing. He co-founded the Society of Psychical Research in 1882 to try to prove credence to his ideas. Cell phone theory is another guess by Alan Brown. He's talking about divided attention. So basically what we said earlier about sensation and perception, that's the cell phone theory, or divided attention, known as double perception.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we are going to wrap it up with, my paper was 38 pages. This isn't my paper. I just wrote it really big so I can't see. So don't think I was going to go through this. And another misconception is people think that that only sighted people can get deja vu, but blind people can also. And that's what it goes back to, remember, the different deja experiences. So that doesn't have anything to do with sight. Memory processes that have been a long time theory, whether they are false memories, forgotten memories, or hereditary memories. It's a very complex process. It goes into the subconscious storage, the Akashic records. Of course, we all know about that, and that's what that was saying is we're all pulling from the Akashic records of other people's experiences and ours in past lives. Implicit familiarity starts to say that having similar experiences in the past and comparing these experiences in the present, as you see them in the same situation, they may relay as a memory. There's all sorts of different, very interesting studies that are done that I won't go into now, but dreams are a big thing. A lot of people wonder, okay, I had deja vu, did I dream that? I actually think that too. I thought dreams were a very relevant point. It says humans have 4 to 7 dreams in one night, the last being the dream remembered upon waking. One sleep cycle consists of 4 stages before entering REM sleep, which can last for 90 to 120 minutes. Right, so Carl Jung believed that the collective unconsciousness is responsible for dreams. Precognitive dreams go all the way back to 2150 BC, as it's referenced in the Sumerian poem Gilgamesh. Edgar Cayce also mentions in his over 14,000 readings, mentions dream interpretation and how it can be related to deja vu. ESP is extrasensory perception, and they also say that possibly that's a correlation. They did a study in 1992 stating 74% of those experiencing precognition also experienced deja vu, but only 38% of people with deja vu had precognitive dreams. And then they go on to say that 65% of the people believe in ghosts. It's a whole other thing on ghosts that we'll have to...
65?
Yeah, 65%. So we'll have to talk about that later. I'm trying to wrap this up. Sylvia Brown has thoughts that our spirit guides or our spirit minds are giving us information. Paranormal, they're saying it's our sixth sense. That's kind of jumping in. Parallel states, that's where I was going to bring in my parallel universe idea, but we're running out of time, but it's called a multiverse. It's actually proven. Do some research. Very interesting. And I think that is probably... I have leave that up to the quantum mechanics scientists to answer. All right, so in conclusion, Betty's like, yay! Deja vu is a daunting experience to recreate in a laboratory setting. It's been confounding scientists and lay people alike since the 4th century. There's many types of deja vu experiences, already well-known deja vu or already seen episodes. Deja vu is more prominent nowadays, and the exact origin or hypothesis varies. There's numerous explanations from the authorities on the subject, but in truth, it's all open to interpretation, and you can decide what it means for you. Thank you. Namaste.
Very interesting, Dina. Very interesting.